Well, hi everyone, and welcome to the Luzerne County Community College Report. Thank you so much for the response we're getting. Remember, we're watched 24/7 on SSP TV on Channel 13 and 513, on Service Selected Cablevision in Hazleton, and also Comcast 190. And of course, in the Wilkes-Barre and Scranton area, we're on Channel 92 every Saturday and Sunday. As of yesterday, the report I got, I appreciate that very much. This show is now up to about 25 to 30,000 viewers per month. We expect it to grow, but we didn't expect it to grow that big. We appreciate that very much. Susquehanna Polling and Research is the people that do our surveys. Now, interesting today, you know, every month we learn something about LCCC, and it's amazing. We're in my field today. It's the Commercial Arts Department of LCCC and what we have to offer. A lot of great talent here. It's, you know, as a former chairman of the Board of Trustees of this college and build this college, I am totally amazed every time I come here and see what the vision. We never had vision for what we have at this college right now, and we're excited about it. Great college, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I'm a proud graduate of LCC as well.
Are you really?
Yes. I went away to college, came back. Then I was working full time in the industry, and started part-time and everything. So I officially graduated from LCC in 2003, but I started in 1996.
Well, yeah. So what happened? I mean, like, you had a vision. Did you go right into this, the graphic arts, or what was it first?
I did not. I actually, I tell my students all the time that I originally came to LCC, I wanted to do something in biology. So I started taking classes, and I took a biology class, and for the first time in my life, I got a D. And I'm like, maybe that's not my future. So with that, my senior year of high school, I was on yearbook staff, and I learned page layout, I learned photography, and I kind of enjoyed it. So I said, all right, let's take a course. They have the program at LCC. I don't have to transfer. So I took a class, and I decided that was my future. And what happened was, I was at LCC, then I went to Kutztown University full time. Then I was offered a job.
In the graphic arts department?
Yes, in the graphic design.
What attracted you to that?
To graphic design?
Yeah.
Just my short time of yearbook layout and design in high school. So luckily my high school teacher, you know, he got me interested into it.
That's where you got your first?
That was my first experience. And then I had actually one of my colleagues now, Chris Vita. He was one of my he was my first graphic design teacher, and now we're colleagues, which is really weird. But it's great.
I always, you know, starting this station back, you know, I like creative ideas and how you explore them. I was telling the girls we'll be interviewing shortly is that my philosophy, I learned this from somebody, whereas nobody has a monopoly on ideas, no matter who you are, okay? And I think here at the college, especially in the arts, it's just explosive, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
What do you bring? What do you bring to the table here at the college? Because it seems like everybody loves you.
Yeah, I try. So no, I think the best thing is that we all the professors in our department, we all do what we teach. So I've had my own business since 2008, and I'm able to have those real world experiences to kind of bring and say, hey, here's something that happened in my, you know, my own company, and I'm able to kind of bring that into, but I also have to stay on top of what's happening. If I don't stay on top of what's happening, well then my own company's not going to last, and then I won't be teaching the students what is happening in the industry currently. So that's a huge part, is that we're able to bring in what's happening now into the classroom and continually change what we're teaching and how we're teaching.
So it's current.
Yes, yeah. We have to.
So in your classes, what do you teach?
So I teach, right now I teach web design, I teach digital illustration, I also teach some of the fundamental courses. So we have a course that if you've never used a Mac computer before, we teach you how to turn it on to fully using it. So
Put me down, will you please?
yeah. And in that course, we also will teach you the basics of the programs that you'll be using throughout your time at LCC.
We're not limited here, my friends, to just, young people. There are so many people in their mid-40s, 50s, and, that just want to, learn a lot more. And I think this is a great opportunity, right? So you have a mixed students, right?
Absolutely. We have, traditional students. We have non-traditional students. We have students that are full-time, students that are part-time. So it's kind of what fits their schedule the best. But it's great having that wide range of students. We also see a wide range of that desire to learn. So it's great.
I can relate to what you're saying when you're currently doing your own business and you're doing this and then you bring it to the students. When I was in college, you mentioned my good friend Andy Sardoni, okay? We were in college together, so we were in the business.
Yeah.
So when we were in that business class, we were able to say, wait a minute, this is what we're actually doing. But we were students, but here you're a teacher. And I think that's fantastic, where you could now bring what's going on currently. What would you tell a person out there to, why would they want to come into the arts program, the commercial arts program?
My biggest thing, I always tell students that I have the same job title every day, but I am not doing the same thing every day. One day I might be working on a website, one day I'm working on a logo, one day I'm working on book design or brochure design, and I'm not just talking about a little trifold, brochure. I'm talking a 20-page brochure. But I have this wide range of what I do every day in the field. So I'm not always moving, object A into spot B. I'm something different every day.
Do you have a favorite thing that you like to do?
My passion still lies in print design.
Print design.
I do a lot of web design, but I love print design.
Yeah.
It's just there's something amazing about it.
Yeah. What's the name of your company?
Turtle Boy Productions.
And you were telling me you had some things in Wilkes-Barre or this area that you did. You worked with Andy Sardoni?
Worked with Andy Sardoni, designing a book for him for his art gallery showing of all of his illustrations and paintings that he owns. I work with the Luzerne Foundation. I've worked with them for about 13 years now. Everything from website design to all of their graphic design and such. The Endoscopy Center over in Edwardsville, that was one of my logos from a very long time ago. Fellerman Seramboli, that logo was 20-some years ago. I designed that one.
Wow.
So
you get around, huh?
Yeah, I try to. You gotta diversify. Yeah. But I've worked with Procter and Gamble up in Mahoopany. I've done a lot of internal logos for them as well.
And bringing all that great experience to the students, I think that's absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
Doug Martin, my friends, is the associate producer here at Communication Arts Department. It's just amazing, my friends, that education is there for everybody. No age limit, you keep going, keep learning. Wouldn't you think so?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Never stop learning.
Keep up the good work, okay?
Thank you.
Now we're going to find out what really kind of teacher, okay, that you and Kevin are when you talk to the girls.
Yes. Yeah.
They're going to fill me in what's going on. You're watching the Luzerne County Community College Report, seen every day in the greater Hazleton area, also weekends in the Wilkes-Barre area. We'll see you in a little break. Well, welcome back to the Luzerne County Community College Report. I'm Sam Lassette. We're here on location at this wonderful college, my friends. Go to their website and you'll see all of the things that they have to offer. Today we're featuring the Commercial Arts Department here at the college, and it's amazing. If you just tuned in, we show this all the time. Our YouTube channel and also our website, ssptv.com. For those people who do not have cable, we have a tremendous viewer audience on the website as well as our YouTube channel. Joining me now are some students from the Commercial Arts Department. We have Shelby Ford and we have Jenna Tutorow. How do you like it?
I love it.
I think it's wonderful. I'm very, very happy here.
You're overexcited about this, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Tell me about your department, what you like about it so much.
And
why did you go into it?
There's not much to not like, really. The great thing about just anything in the arts is that it's just so versatile. You can do basically everything, all the classes that I am having, I can pursue any career in any of those. So I had an app design class last semester. I can do app design. I have a website design class this semester. I can go into website design. Graphic design, like the other semester ago, I'm able to do anything when it comes to graphics. It's fantastic.
What gave you the ambition to go into commercial arts?
Well, in high school, I took a lot of business classes, and I was really immersed when it came to the artistic field. Took a lot of art classes, advanced art, everything I could get my hands on when it came to art. And my parents always encouraged me, you should go into something with the art field. And I was always like, I don't know if there really is anything in there that could really, give me a financially stable job. And then my mom and I went on to lcc.com and did the job search and everything. And when we were on there, we ended up coming across the integrated media. And we looked into it, and I sat there and I said, you know what? This seems really definitely for me. And now since I have been in those classes, I realize, this is a field where I can have an actually financially stable life ahead of me.
So you had a desire to go into it. So what was your first class like, and what was what was it like starting off? Your experience there with the teachers and the campus.
Well, I had a great set of teachers. I had Mr. Martin, I had Denise, and then I also had Ron Reno. And it was just a great crew of people that I had. I got a really great scope on the communications and how that all is immersed. And then in graphic design classes, I learned how to work with print, design documents, pretty much a lot of things that I didn't have a grasp on what to do when I was in high school. And then in Mr. Martin's classes, I learned how to use Photoshop, thank God. And I got a great overview of how to use a lot of the Adobe products, which is really, really important in our field.
Are you using any of these talents now that you studied in your courses?
Yes, I'm currently learning how I want to do logos and brand design and stuff like that. Ideally, I would like to go into marketing. So I'm just kind of taking everything that I have learned from these courses and just trying to figure out, if I'm walking on the street, I'll look at certain businesses, I'll say, hey, they could do this, this, and this is what they could use, this is how I could help. So I'm just kind of I'm at an early stage. I'm only 20, so, just trying to figure out my way a little bit in the world.
Yeah, but you have a good idea what direction you want to go to. What's your favorite thing that you like to do? Is there anything that you really like? I mean, if you had one thing to pick, what would you pick?
Oh my word, that's hard.
You like them all.
I do. I really do. It's a great thing because it's just so versatile. I can do anything. But if I really had to choose, I would love to do app design, UI, UX, the UI and UX, how user interface works and user experiences.
Well, that's good. So you have that enthusiasm and that passion, okay? And Shelby, tell me about your experiences with the arts department.
It's interesting. I'm an adult learner. I'm 32, so for a while I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Hey, my wife tells me that all the time. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Yes.
So I can appreciate that.
And I started my face painting business, and I designed a logo for myself, and I thought, this is a lot of fun. I can do this for a living. I came to LCCC. I had a class.
Why did you come to LCCC?
My mom actually graduated from here when she was 9 months pregnant with me.
Oh, okay.
She walked the stage with her little belly and her cap and gown.
Great.
And I was with her. So obviously she had a lot of support being able to do that. And I thought this is probably the place for me too.
When you came here, okay, did you have the arts department in mind? Is that what you wanted to go into, or did you start something else?
Yes, I knew when I read the description, much like Jenna, about integrated media, that it was for me. I had a class with Denise Evans, and for my whole life I thought I was just a girl with a lot of hobbies, but Denise was the first person who said, no, you're an artist, which was huge for me and kind of gave me the confidence to do this field.
All right, so you have it's called the Paint Punk.
Yes, that's me.
The Paint Punk. All right, that's interesting. Maybe. So what do you do in the Paint Punk? You paint faces.
I paint faces. I do glitter tattoos, which is a little bit more affordable for families with multiple children. But I'll do festivals. I've been hired for corporate events at places like Nova Trampoline Park.
What do you do at corporate events? Paint faces?
Yeah, they do it for promotional.
What do you put on the face?
Anything they want. I take requests.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So in terms of creativity, okay, and I mentioned before, nobody has a monopoly on ideas, and it's always, good. So when you're brainstorming, what area in the arts department do you feel people would be more attractive to, maybe?
Like Jenna said, this department is great because you can be an artist and you can apply what you know about art to promote your business, make your business marketable.
Did you have your business in mind? Did you have this in mind when you started your arts program, or did this develop while you were going and taking the courses?
Did my business develop when I was taking the courses?
Yeah.
It was in its early development, yes. But really what I would like to do is just kind of work for myself. I would love to have my own agency eventually, be able to do my face painting on the side. And my teachers have actually inspired me to eventually teach. I would love to be able to teach.
What areas would you like to teach into?
I'd love to be in this department with all these wonderful people.
Yeah. In terms of age, okay, there's no age limit here, right? Everybody has an opportunity. So there's some people that just want to do different things, you know, and grow in their lives and experience it. Well, what do you tell these people who are hesitant, okay, to call LCC and look into the department to become a creative? What do you tell them?
I would say, don't be afraid to call. Don't be afraid to ask questions. This group of people that I've encountered here, not only in this department, but in other departments, like in the English department, or I have work study and academic affairs. Everybody is just incredibly supportive and they want you to succeed. And I felt that deeply.
Yeah.
Deeply.
When you have students coming into college, and I have the same thing with you, Jenna, in terms of sometimes students don't have, you know, like when Doug said he started biology, okay, and he ended up doing a great job here, and then with his own business, okay. Those are kind of, did you have, the reason I ask is sometimes you change when did you always have the arts and graphics? I think I asked you this question, but you know, did you always have that in mind? Is it that direction we wanted to go into?
You know, yeah, probably. I mean, when you have talent and people look at you and say, you know, you have talent in this, pursue it, definitely take the advice. You know, if people in your family are saying, you know, hey, you should definitely look into this, they're seeing something that you might not be.
Yeah, because of the creativity you have. How about you, Shelby?
I actually was going to be a music teacher fresh out of high school.
Oh, okay.
And I learned that I don't like to teach music.
Do you
I
play?
like to play music.
What do you play?
I play everything, but I focus mainly on guitar.
Do you? Yeah.
So graphic design, integrated media was not in my ballpark.
Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your experiences. I always like to see how students feel, okay, and you're 32, if you don't mind me, you said 32, and you're a young 20, right? You know, I'm only 15 years older than you. It's amazing. It's incredible.
I thought so.
We're talking to students at LCCs. I wish. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Luzerne County Community College Report, seen every month here on our stations. I'm Sam Lassant, and we're here on location, and we're featuring the Commercial Arts Department. We heard from Doug Martin, we heard from Shelby Ford and Jenna Tutorow. Now, Kevin Jones, who is an assistant professor. Now, Kevin, when we talk to Doug, he has hands-on experience.
Yes.
Okay. So we could probably do a 4-hour show with you, okay, and all the things that you've been involved with, okay. The exciting thing is that you're bringing the experience that you're actually doing to the classroom, okay. So now there's a lot of areas that you're doing, okay. So why don't you tell our audience exactly what are some of the areas that you're teaching?
So it's interesting. I'm multimedia, so you would think that I do a lot of design work and maybe television. Multimedia, of which Doug Martin and I are both those kind of instructors. It's kind of like a gamut. So I started my career, much like a lot of our teachers, as a student at Luzerne County Community College. So I wanted my band on the radio, so I went into radio because we didn't have music recording technology back then. And I went into television and radio. Then I fell in love with journalism and the print side of things, so I got a degree in journalism. And then from there, I went out and started creating my own business. And then I really loved the graphics side of things and the technology side of things, so I went into computer graphics. From there, I did an internship at WNEP, and I had like 3 months to graduate with my degree in computer graphics from the college, and I got a job at NBC News. So they had to send me my graduation stuff. But
what did you do at NBC News?
so I was in the creative services, and I would do graphic production for the Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey area, but it was owned and operated, so it was an O&O station, General Electric, which owned NBC. And so at night, I had the night newscast. I was the artist for that. So when things would come down from the other stations across the United States or the New York City market, or even for MSNBC or any of those, we were the station hired out to do the graphic packages, the marketing and all that for them. So from there, I left broadcasting and went into business to business advertising and marketing as a creative director. And then from there, I jumped back into doing documentary films and stuff.
Why the switches?
And you know what? I've always been one that loved media. And the moment I realized that I was limiting myself when I thought about certain mediums. So for example, when I was in television, all people thought about at the time was, I'm going to be on the television and I'm going to produce for TV. And then I got into radio, and it was like going to be on a radio station. Then I got into journalism, and it was like, we're going to write for a newspaper. And then all the way through my career, we work in an industry where change will happen all the time.
Yes.
And a lot of times what happens with change, and this is multiple industries all over, but in ours, we have the tendency to say, get that away from me. That ain't gonna happen. And I was always one in the room when, I remember when the iPads came along, I was in a television production, and they were trying to figure out, no one's gonna watch anything on these tablets or phones. I mean, I'm dating myself, guys, but, and no one wanted to step up to experiment with it. And I was always the one in the room that had that fascination and passion to keep looking at the new technologies, and instead of running from it, running toward it. We had a conversation about AI. That's really big, happening across the board.
Yeah.
And AI is scary, and it's going to be used wrong. New technologies are used in a bad way all the time. But here at the college or in the career, anything that came along, if you figure out how to use it as a tool in your tool belt, you're going to be a powerful media person, whether it's television, radio, graphic design, music recording, photography, fine arts, and also I teach in manufacturing and CIS.
So there's a need,
run from it.
there's a good need for AI if it's used properly.
If it's used properly. Right now, higher education's having a little bit of problem with that, right? In the trades, which I consider us a trade, I encourage the students to use AI. And where I grade it is based upon not the traditional papers anymore, but I have them hand in their prompts. And in their prompts, what they ask AI to get the answers back, I know their understanding of the subject.
Kevin, as things evolve, it seems like you stay on top of it, okay? Which is, I like that.
I'm curious.
Yeah, going towards something.
I've always been curious.
You and I, we great, because we started creativity. Say,
Yep.
when we started this station, you're crazy, Sammy. It'll never happen. Well,
Look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did it, right?
Yeah.
And
so you bring this great experience, and I think it's fabulous. I really do, because I did it. In bringing your experience to the students.
yes.
Firsthand, this is what's happening in reality, okay? How do you prepare for the future with changes just like that?
So one of the things that I got to say why I love teaching is the students bring the technology to us.
Yeah.
And so I'm able to keep the pulse from the students, right?
Yes.
The majority of the teachers in our department all own their own companies. We've all worked in the industry through the years. We all have our professions. And for me, staying on that pulse is being connected with the students.
What do you have to say for those people who are hesitant in getting into, the arts department?
Right now, more than ever, a student going into graphic design, integrated media, commercial art, television, radio, music recording, or photography, or any of our majors, there is so much opportunity that's not the traditional path. If I could get that message out, If you go into AV, you don't have to do news. You'll learn the foundations of that, but you could piggyback off that. There are companies looking for video. There are companies looking for audio,
Yep.
graphic design.
Yep.
And like I said, we do augmented reality with my company outside of here, also some virtual reality. I'm doing stuff with other companies on my own for AI. All of those technologies need communication arts.
Kevin, I said we could have a 4-hour show with you, okay? I really appreciate you coming on. There's a lot to be available. There's a lot available here at LCC in the Commercial Arts Department. Go to their website and you'll see the availability here is, and the tuition is fantastic. I hope you're enjoying the show. It's the Luzerne County Community College Report, done every month, bringing you information about what's happening here at the college. We'll see you next time.